All right, last page of the study guide, page 5. We've got a couple problems on average cost. So problem number 22, Chance the Rapper wants to invest his money into a stylist business. He charges a one-time fee. I'm going to do a little highlighting here. A one-time setup fee of $30 per order and then $1.50 per stylus. All right, determine the total cost if 50 styluses are sold. So let's do total cost here. So that's going to be a one-time fee of $30 plus $1.50 per 50 styluses. So that is going directly into my calculator. 30 plus 150 times 50. All right, so that's going to be $105. So that's total cost. Oops, let's go ahead and throw a box around that one so I know I'm done with it. Average cost per stylist. So now I'm going to take the total cost of $105 and divide by the 50 styluses that we created. So 105 divided by 50 is $2.10. All right, so that's part A. Part B, write an equation to represent the total cost if X styluses are sold. All right, so we're going to do cost per X, which is $1.50 times X. And yes, I'm going to lose the last zero in $1.50. It's not going to matter one way or another. Plus the $30 setup fee. So there's my total cost. Part B, we're going to do, part C, average cost. So let's do A of X is equal to, I'm going to take the total cost from part B, and I'm going to divide it by the number of styluses sold, which is X. So 1.5X plus 30 divided by X. All right. If a customer has $150 to buy styluses, how many styluses could they buy? So $150 would be the total amount that they have, and that would go with our answer in part B, which is our total cost. So we're going to do 150 plus 1.5. Nope, I lied. It's not plus 1 point. It's 150 equals 1.5x plus 30. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 30 from both sides. So let's see, 150 minus 30 should be 120. So 1.5x, I'm going to divide both sides by 1.5. So whatever 120 divided by 1.5 is, I'm going to get x equals 80 styluses. So for $150, you could buy 80 styluses from Chance the Rapper. All right. Part E, if a customer wants the average price per stylus to be $1.80, how many styluses should the customer order? So this one is an average cost, which means I'm going to go ahead and use the average cost equation here. And instead of it being A of X equals, I'm going to do 1.8 equals, so 1.5X plus 30 over X. Domain restriction, I know that X cannot equal 0, but then again, that's not going to make any sense for this problem to talk about ordering 0 styluses and paying for an average cost. So that shouldn't be an issue, but just in case. LCD here is going to be X. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply both sides by X. So I'm going to get 1.8X equals, now on the right side, the LCD and the denominator completely cancel. So let's go ahead and subtract 1.5x from both sides. So 1.8 minus 1.5 should be 0.3. That's what I thought, but I wanted to double check. Equals 30. Divide both sides by 0.3. So 30 divided by 0.3 is 100. And this is styluses. So if you can order 100 styluses, you would be able to get the average cost down to $1.80 per stylus. All right. So that's all of number 22. Let's go on to the last problem here, number 23. It's still average cost. Okay. Miss Marlega is planning her wedding reception at a banquet hall. The hall has a fixed charge of $300 plus $35 per person for food. Okay. So determine the total cost if 95 people attend. All right, well, 95 people, it's $35 per person plus the fixed cost of $300. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that. So this is the cost per person times the number of people plus the fixed cost. So directly into a calculator that goes as soon as I get the right numbers here. Yep. So 35 times 95 plus 300. So that's $3,625 for the food, for the catering. What is the average cost? So average cost, I'm going to take that total cost. So 3,625 divided by the 95 people who attend. It's a pretty nasty decimal, so go ahead and round it off to 2 decimal places to count for dollars and cents. So $38.16 is the average cost per person. All right, part B, write an equation to represent the total cost. So C of X, and you can put down f of X, G of X, you can put Y equals, it doesn't matter, but make sure it's an equation so it's equal to something. So X people are going to attend. So $35 per person plus the fixed cost. So that's part B all done. Part C is average cost. So I'm going to take, and again, X people are attending. So I'm going to take the total cost from part B. So 35X plus 300 divided by X. There's my average cost. Part D, if Miss Marlega wants the average price per person to be $37.50. All right, so average cost was the equation from part C here. So I'm going to set $37.50 equal to 35X plus 300 over X. So that's the equation that I'm going to be dealing with. So first thing I'm going to do is say my domain restriction, X cannot equal 0. Again, if you had X equals 0, then no people are attending your banquet, which I don't understand why you'd have, you wouldn't have to worry about paying for it then. Your LCD in this case is X. So I'm going to multiply through both sides by X. So 37.5x equals, on the right side, the denominator will cancel out the LCD. So 35x plus 300. I'm going to subtract 35x from both sides. All right, so 37.5 minus 35 is 2.5. And that's going to equal 300. I'm going to divide both sides by 2.5. Let's see, 300 divided by 2.5. This is absolutely going into a calculator. So X is equal to 120 people. All right. So if Miss Marlega can get 120 people at the reception, then the average price per person would be $37.50. All right, that takes us to the end of the questions on the study guide. If you have any concerns or have any questions about any of the problems on the study guide or any of the questions leading up to the test, please ask. All right, join Zoom, send emails, do what you need to ask